Welcome to Next of Kin, the podcast. I'm your host, Emma, a British expat, toddler mum and business owner living in Dubai. Join me for candid conversations about expat motherhood, business and everything in between. I've invited some incredible guests to join me this season who you are really going to want to know about. So let's jump straight in. Welcome back. I am bringing you a really special episode today. Our guest Abbie reached out to me only a couple of days ago, and as soon as I saw her message, I just thought, yes, absolutely, we have got to record this episode. It's now only 2 days later that we're actually sitting down to record, but I had to get this episode locked in. I just love what she does and what she's all about, so I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to tell her story and spread the word about Hope-Amel. At the core, Hope-Amel shares the same values that I really cherish with Next of Kin, of mums supporting mums. In this case, the mums and their children are in need and facing hard times, and this organisation can offer not only loving support, but the practical items like nappies or strollers that they may be struggling to provide and can then alleviate some of that burden. So before we go any further into hearing from the wonderful woman behind Hope-Amel, please pause and go find the links in the show notes and just make sure that you're a part of this, whether that's being in the Facebook group, following, just get involved. Abbie, thank you for joining the podcast. How are you today?
I'm good, Emma. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm excited.
Oh, no, I'm honored. Would you be able to give my listeners just a quick background about you and about Hope-Amel?
Sure. I'm Iraqi Canadian. I'm a single mom. I've lived in the United Arab Emirates for almost over 20 something years now. I did have a little break when I moved back to Toronto for 4 years. But since 2013, I've been here. I hold a corporate job, and I started Hope-Amel 5 years ago with my nanny. And we've been running this grassroots sort of organization, community group. I mean, it has so many different names, but the mission, the mission is the same, which is just mothers helping mothers.
Did you expect Hope-Amel to get as big as it is now?
No, honestly, as I was preparing this morning, I was reviewing your questions and stuff, and I was thinking about that. And I really thought I don't think anyone understands how I'm in a shock. I'm still, even though it's been, when you love something and you grow it and you put hard work into it, and our mission has always been to help the people. So anything that has come after that has been a bonus, right? I mean, just the fact that we've survived 5 years is really a miracle because it was so unconventional. It was just, a single mom and her nanny who wanted to help families. And then it kind of, because our intention was always so pure, you know what I mean? We never did it for anything. It was just us doing it in the background. No one saw all the things. We weren't that active on social media in the beginning. So it was just us really trying to get, a mom would need her help and try to get her help. So no, I never thought. I pinch myself every single day. Till this day, whenever I open the door and I see a pack of diapers, I get my breath gets taken away because I'm I can't believe people, it just blows my mind.
Yeah. Oh, it makes me emotional because it's just such an important thing to do. Before we get into Hope-Amel though, because I'm sure there's probably a few listeners that don't even know about Hope-Amel. So we'll get into exactly what you're doing, your day to day. But I want to know a bit more about you and about the amazing person behind this organization and your own motherhood journey.
Well, I mean, being a single mom, I think, again, probably, I always believe that everything happens in your life for a reason, because I think just God knew that one day I'm going to be in this space where mothers, and especially single mothers, because I am one, but, I like to think I was so fortunate, right? And so when I see another single mom and I see she's struggling, and I know how it's hard when there's two parents in a household, so when you remove one, that puts even more of the responsibility. And, as moms, we already feel always like we're not doing a great job or we're lacking, or the mom guilt is something that no mom is immune to. And then, when I was a single mom, I thought I'm never going to survive this. I swear to you, that's why no one knows how humble in my heart I am, because I used to sit when Yusuf was 2 years into my divorce, I cried every single day. And I remember thinking am I ever going to have a job? Am I ever going to work? Because, I was staying with my family and I was okay. But I had no like the idea that one day, like I was someone who needed the help that Hope gives now, not in terms of diapers, not in terms of items. No, I was blessed, but in terms of a community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish I had that at that time, and I could just be like, hey guys, I'm really struggling. I'm scared. And I can see like maybe another single mom that like she's maybe a year into her journey and she's working, or another mom that's like 4 years into her journey and maybe, you know, she has a whole new family. So, yeah. And, you know, and again, being a mom, you know, I relate to other moms, right? So it really I mean, I have struggles. Like it doesn't matter what your social status is, or, you know, how much is your income. We all feel the same. You know, we all want the best for our kids. We want our kids to be healthy. We want to make sure that we're giving them everything and they feel loved. So when I see a mom that's kind of having a little bit of difficulty in her life, I just feel like it's my duty as a mom to like help her, because who's going to relate to her more than another mom or another woman, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. You don't understand if you're not a mum, really. Like you need to be a mum to understand that.
It's really hard. It really is. And I never like to like kind of like isolate it into that, but it really is, because, you know, if we feel the exact same things from the moment we know we're pregnant, it's like, it really is such a beautiful community. So I thought like, why are we not utilizing this community, that we're amazing women? Like some of us are stay-at-home moms, some of us are workers, some of us are specialists, some of us are podcasters, some of us are, we all have such amazing gifts, and some of us are, you know, we're all blessed in some way. Like maybe I can only donate a pack of diapers, but another mom can maybe donate like a carton of diapers. Doesn't matter. We both have the same intention, coming to help somebody in need. So that was another thing that really kind of pushed me into Hope and moms helping moms. Actually, you know what's funny? I don't know if I ever really talked about this or not, but my mom passed away when I was 16, right? And I remember shortly after she had passed away, I had said to my sisters, I'm like, one day I'm going to open a charity for women, and it's going to help all women and all children. And I'm going to name it after mom, because my mom's name was Amel, which is hope, right? So, and I remember you say that you're 16, and then maybe a couple of years later, I said that. I never thought when I said that at that time, I just said it. Yes, I would have loved it. Did I ever think it could be possible? No. But the universe has a way of putting, you know, a series of events together that lead you to your purpose.
Absolutely. Do you know what? That's going to be so inspiring for any mums in the minute that are like in the thick of it. And especially for those single mums, can I just ask at what point you felt, because you said 2 years in, you're still crying, you feel like you're never going to get anywhere at all. But what point did that change for you?
Well, after 2 years, I got Yusuf into daycare, right? And then once he was in daycare, I was able to look for a job. And then I think so that was 3 years, and I got a job. And then I remember like my first day, I was like, I don't know how to write an email. Like they're going to fire me. Like, I don't know how to do anything. How did I get this job? And it was so hard. And, you know, being a single mom and rushing to daycare and picking up Yusuf and like being the only one, and him being sick, and I have work, and, you know, it was a whole new world that I was in. I think I was in survival mode. And then 4 years in, once I established, I decided to relocate back to the UAE, because Yusuf's father was a resident here. And, we obviously wanted Yusuf to be close to his father, because that was very important to me. So then I had to relocate again with a child and come here. And obviously me and Yusuf's father's relationship was still kind of going through that, divorcing. It really still was, bad between us. So it took a lot, but I don't know, one day you just wake up and you just kind of feel like you can take a breath in longer. I don't know how to explain. It comes at the weirdest times. And then like that little voice kind of tells you like, but I still think like I didn't make it. Like I swear sometimes I look at my son and I think in my mind, I laugh because I'm like, if he knew what I'm thinking, because I'm like, I can't believe he's still alive. Thank God he's 16. I did it. Like, thank God. Like, I don't know how we survived. I don't know how I went from him being a baby to him now. Like I really have these out of body moments where I'm like, oh my God, like I did it. Like, he's a teenager, like, because, when they're young, you think like, how am I going to get through this? Like, how am I going to handle all of these things? And who am I in the midst of this? Because you lose yourself, right? Because you're like striving. And then, so then things start to kind of happen. And sometimes you actually have to break even further down than that. I know it sounds crazy to like actually find yourself.
Yeah. It's not what people want to hear, but yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so many of my listeners are like in that baby stage or that toddler stage. So just even if they're not a single mum, like we've all been there when we've been like,
Oh,
how
trust
on earth
me.
do we get through this? Like, will I ever sleep again? Like those simple things.
Will I ever sleep? What, you know, like your whole life when they're young is dedicated to them, whether it's their school activities, you know, weekends, they have play dates, you spend time with them because maybe you're working or it's family time on the weekends or birthday parties. Or you really don't. And I mean, I'll be honest, like I only until my son became like 12, 13, when I really started like, and that was kind of also around the time where I was turning 40. So that was kind of like me becoming like, it was time like, okay, now I can like focus kind of more on me because he has kind of his own life now and his own thing. So I have more free time. So who am I if I'm not the mom, you know, running onto the, you know, play areas on the weekend with my, like, who am I? And then see, again, then hope came. Everything is like, again, I really say like what's meant to happen will happen. It happens, even though we don't maybe understand while we're getting to that point of the journey, but everything happens.
We can be so impatient, can't we? But as you said, like this all happened in your 40s, not in your 20s, not in your 30s, in your 40s. Like everyone's got time. We can slow down for a bit, like it will come. So can I ask, at what point then, so Youssef's now 16, so you set up Hope-Amel 5 years ago, so he was about 11 at the time. And what was that process of getting started?
Well, to be honest with you, like even right before we started, like I'd always been someone that people would always come and say like somebody needs help or somebody's in need, you know, and I would always kind of be the kind of person that would go in my friends group and be like, all right, we got to help everybody, send me, you know, and everyone would know like, okay, this is going for a good cause. And then I realized, you know what? The need was getting more and more. I was like, I honestly was so naive. Like, that's why I tell everyone, like, everyone always says, like, what's the plan or what was the structure? I'm like, we had no idea what we were doing. I thought, like, let me make a Facebook page. And then if somebody needs help, they know they can come here. I'm not going to judge them. We're not going to ask questions. You know, this is a safe zone. I just need you to verify that you need help. If you can verify to me that you need help, whatever I have is for you. So we started this Facebook page. We grew it. And then after 1 year and a half or so, we had grown it to 10,000 members. It got hacked.
Oh my God.
And we lost our Facebook page. Can you imagine? And we relied 1,000% on our Facebook page because that is where the hope givers, the people who donate, that's the name for them, would come. And then the hope recipients, people who need help, come also. So without this platform, and we, you know, 10,000 is not a small number to grow organically when you don't even know anything about social media. You just like picture and post, like that's the max of the work that I could do on it. And then we had to start again and then build it up again. And then it was so hard because there are so many times I'd be like, should I stop? Like, what's the end goal? I don't know. But every time I would think that something amazing would happen in the group that would like, I'd be like, okay, no, I can't stop. So when we started, I swear, Emma, if you had ever told me at that time, Abbie, one day this is going to be like a real movement where people really believe in it and really support it, I would have been like, I never had that you know, people, I guess maybe they start something with a goal. Our goal has always been to help the people. So however it means I was doing that, I was happy as long as I was able to get to the people that needed help. So it's incredible when I look back and I think like, I don't know. It's just so beautiful because it's not just the people that get the help, you know, like I shared a story the other day. I was at a gym and there's a lady that I've been admiring right from afar because I love what she wears. I'm just like always admiring her. And I'm always thinking like, I should go and say like, you know, not in a weird way, but I should say like, I really like, you know, I admire like, you know, everything, goals. And then the other day she came up to me in the gym and I was like, oh my God, have I been staring? What is going on? And she was like, are you Abbie? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, from Hope-Amel. I was like, yeah. She's like, I don't know if you remember me, but she goes, my daughter passed away and we donated the items to Hope, and like, she's telling me this, starts crying, and I start crying because it's like we felt each other's, like in a few words only that was spoken. Like she knew, like, I don't know. It's like we were bonded. She knew like this was a support system, and she can say that like it's not an easy thing just to say to a stranger. Like you just walk up to them and say that. So, and I think at the same time, she knew like how grateful I was that she shared that moment with me, because she knew that like, oh my God, this is the core of what hope is. Like, I'm so lucky I got to witness this right now. Like this is happening. So yeah, it's really something special. It's so beyond the materialistic.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those, I mean, we've got 10 minutes into this recording and we haven't even explained what Hope-Amel does. So for those who have never heard of you before, what do they need to know? Like, what's the day-to-day? How do you work?
So basically, we're a support group for moms and families here in the UAE. And the primary items that we help with is diapers, formula, and women's sanitary pads, in addition to pre-loved baby and kids clothes, baby gear, like a breast pump, bouncy chair, crib, basically anything I can give the mom. So we prepare care packages, which families all over the UAE, they write to us. There's a form they have to fill out. I verify every single form. I call the families. We make sure that, they really are in need. And then we prepare a care package, and the care package gets couriered out to them. Like we probably have anywhere a day from 5 to 20 care packages that go out, from to Fujairah to Al Ain to Abu Dhabi. And then we also have a Facebook page where people who have items, like their household items or maybe adult items or things that are kind of outside of the scope of what we can put in the care packages, they can post on there, and then people in need can come and get the items, because they're all verified families in need. So we're just a support family. And then, of course, we have like initiatives like our Christmas drive, which is a toy drive in Christmas. We have our Eid initiatives, and then we have our yearly Ramadan box initiative.
See, I didn't know about all of this. I obviously am part of the Facebook group, and so anyone who's listening that's based in the UAE, like make sure you're part of this Facebook group. I'll put the link in the bio in the podcast notes for this, because it's so useful. I mean, I've literally donated a sofa on there because I've looked at my sofa and been like, do I need to sell this? No, not really. Someone in need, because sofas are expensive to buy. Like someone in need, this is going to be so useful to them. And they've come and picked it up same day. I've donated all sorts through there that really, like, it helps me. It helps me not have to go through Facebook Marketplace and try and sell something. That's obviously always so annoying. So yeah, mums, make sure you're part of this group, because it's so useful for us as well. And you're doing something good in the process.
And you can see where it actually goes. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean? That's another thing why I think Hope has been successful, is because we're so transparent. Like, whatever comes in, I'm always videotaping, taking pictures when we get diapers, when we get formula, anything we get in. And then at the same time, when somebody receives something, they always post it, right? So you can actually see in real time, oh my God, there's my couch and this, and a lot of these people don't have any furniture. So I know when we think like, sometimes I tell people like, I know if you wanted to sell this, but the value that it's going to give to a family that has nothing is like so much more than whatever money you're going to get if you wanted to sell this item.
Did you say you're still in corporate as well? Like you have a full-time job as well? Yes. How on earth do you balance that?
Honestly, I really don't know. And I always laugh because I tell everyone I'm 2 hours behind in my life. Like if God could just stop life for like 2 hours, let me catch up and then press play again, I'd be so grateful. It's really, I know it sounds, and I've said this, is because I wake up super early in the morning. I start my day really, really early. I always start with, Fajr prayer. Like it sets me into the tone. And then after that, I kind of just, I go into hope, and I feel even more connected to it. And it's so nice because I'm like, when these people wake up, they're going to see that they've gotten like, approved, and they're going to message Evelyn, and that gives me that motivation. Some days if I'm running late and I don't do it, I'll think about it and I'll feel so bad because I'm like, I don't want to delay anyone. You know what I mean? Like there's a mom at the other end of this and she's thinking, so that really drives me. And then it's evenings and it's weekends. But I swear to you, Emma, like I love it so much. Like sometimes I have a small car, a Honda Civic, and someone will call and say, can you pick something up? And maybe nothing fits in my car and I have to do like 2 rounds, like from there and back. The whole way I'm like so happy in the car with the diapers. And I'm just like, And I'm like, am I okay? Like this amount of joy to be riding in my 10-year-old car down El Cordra Street to Arjan, the happiness that I have because I'm thinking, oh my God, all these families are going to get these diapers. So I
Yeah.
never feel it like I know it does put a lot of sort of, I mean, pressure. I'm not superwoman, it's crazy. And I cry a lot, but I also take care of myself. I do what I have to do, like working out and that's a non-negotiable to have. It's only so I don't have my phone in my hand for like a whole hour, so that I'm like, it's about mind, body, and soul, as they say in Pilates. And then of course it's a motivation. Like then someone will message on Instagram and be like, "Hi, I have baby items, and I'm so happy." And I'm like, "Yes." And then, so it's like the energy is always just there to keep it going. It's like a torch that just keeps. So it never like dims or slows down. It just keeps going because one good thing after another keeps happening.
Amazing. And Evelyn's your nanny, right? So shout out to Evelyn for also helping this operation keep going.
She's been with me for 11 years. Okay. She is my ride or die, like she's not, I really even hate the word nanny, but I don't know how to describe it at first, right? When I'm trying to introduce she's really like my life partner in this sense. We're in this together. I feel so blessed that I get to do this with her, right? Like this is someone I trust with my child. So it's only natural that I'm able to trust her with like another extension of something that's like so dear to me, like Hope, right? So it's beautiful. And I always tell her, and also, she's Filipina. A lot of the people, a lot of the families that come to us are Filipinos. So we have discussions all the time. It's a very proud moment for her when she knows that she's helping, single ladies, moms from her country, when she talks to them and they feel comfort when they message and she's able to speak to them in, their language. And it's just something I think me and her both know how lucky we are. And we're both so happy that we get to do it. Like I couldn't imagine anybody else,
It's so special as well, because I feel like a lot of us come to Dubai and the UAE in general, and we're slightly like, we live this amazing life, but we get a bit like selfish. We're not really like, maybe this is just me, but like back in the UK, I was helping with like food banks and things like that. And it was something that was very like front of mind, was charity and all of this. And yeah, I don't know if we maybe get a tad materialistic and a tad selfish, and we're living an amazing life and we're not really thinking that there are a lot of people in the UAE that still need support, of course. So that's amazing. And I love that she can also speak to these mums as well in their mother tongue and have like that real support as well, alongside like the nappies or whatever they need physically, but also to get that support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, and what's so crazy? Like in Ramadan, for example, we have our Ramadan initiative where we deliver, like this last year, we delivered 1,150 boxes all over Abu Dhabi, Kuwait, and Ras Al Khaimah to families in need. And they're boxes full of all the Ramadan sort of staples. And when the volunteers would go, and it's regular people, they come, they volunteer on the weekend, they get the boxes, they come with their kids. It really is a wonderful experience. And I recommend anyone who has kids between the ages of 4, to teenager to like come volunteer with us next year, because it's a really, we don't have that many opportunities, as you said, to even show our kids. Like I'm from Toronto, I'm from the city, if you're from the UK, if you're from London, we get to see people that are homeless or people that are struggling. It's very apparent. We go to schools where maybe, it's a mixture of different kids in there, whereas here, like even the schools that our kids go to, it's usually people within their same like social bracket or because, school costs and stuff like that. They're always surrounded with like kind of the same situations. And so they don't see anybody that's maybe differently. Maybe they see people with more, but they never really see people with less. So when they go and they've taken their kids and they've gone to like Ajman or these places and they go to these people's homes, their kids are shocked as well as the parents, because they can't even believe it, because, not everything, everyone has one idea of how it is, but there's people that, live, unfortunately below or, not able to meet the needs of their families.
It's something we end up speaking about a fair bit on this podcast, actually, because it's something that concerns mums about bringing up their children here, is that they're not seeing that. They're not seeing that spectrum, and they're they're obviously so safe, which is great, but also they're not getting that streetwise and all of this. So I think that's a really good opportunity to go and help out and also show your children that, there's this other side to the UAE, there's this other side to the world, and it's not all sparkly clean. It's not all riches and all of that. It's
honestly, it's a responsibility as a parent. Like that's part of the parenting, that's part of the teaching, the guiding, the upbringing, is to show them that side of empathy. Cause that's something that has to be nurtured in a child, that's something that has to like be, applauded and like, it made them feel it's just as special as like, any other kind of thing that they may show, whether it's like them being athletic or them being, super smart. Cause that's also something very important. I always say like, you have to take it up because they don't see it here. It really is, because that's going to be the generation that's going to help. Like that's my son's generation. So I want to know that his generation also has people that are going to be able, kind-hearted and giving and wanting to help others, just like kind of how we were brought up with that parental principle.
Yeah, absolutely. So Hope-Amel now is turning 5 years old, right? So how are you celebrating? And congratulations.
Thank you very much. Honestly, we're so blessed that we can't even believe it's been 5 years. And we really thought about that, and we thought, well, how do we want to celebrate? And I thought, the only thing that's going to make us happy is we need diapers, formula. And I don't want to, let's keep it to where it all started, which is with these 3 essential items. These are the things that we need. Like I was telling, if we raise, the challenge is we're kicking off a 5K for Hope challenge, which is basically trying to raise 5,000 packs of diapers, formula, and women's sanitary pads. And I was telling the other day that if we raise 5,000 packs of diapers, that's 2,500 families that will get 1 month of diaper supply.
That's amazing.
Like, it's not a small number. Like, I think people just think like, oh, but 5,000 is nothing. Like our Facebook page is over 7,000. You would think that if everyone even donated one single pack of diapers for 30, 40, 50 dirhams, which is really, I mean, I know when I say this, I don't mean to say like, oh, like what's money, what's 50 dirhams, but I mean like, what's 50 dirhams nowadays? Like it's really nothing. Like it's, but that 50 dirhams actually for a pack of diapers is going to really give a mom at least a few days a week of relief, or maybe use that extra money to buy some food or whatever else may be needed. So this is our challenge, trying to get 5,000 of each of these items so that we can help. Even again, like for the formula, if we got 5,000 cans of baby formula, that will ensure that 1,250 babies will have 1 month supply of formula.
That's incredible.
So we really need everyone's help, and we really need everyone to, come together, because it really makes it. I know people think like, well, I can only donate 1 can. Like, what's that going to do? A lot. Like I'll have moms call me and be like, I have a pack of diapers that's open. There's like 10 diapers. I'm like, I need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And tell me, what's the easiest way for people? Is it to go on the Facebook page, and then is there links there where people can?
You can go on our Facebook page. It's better probably to go on our Instagram page as well, because we're also posting there daily. We have all the information in our bio. You can always send us an email to info@hope-ml.org as well. Or again, like you said, they can reach out to us via Facebook. So any of our social media.
Amazing. Okay. So before we finish off, I just want to know about some of like the biggest moments of achievement, like your favorite moments of running Hope-Amel.
Okay, honestly, there's so many, because they're all like my little, they're all so precious to me. But I will tell you something that I think, if I'm going to be, like, I always think I'm going to be 90 years old, sitting in a rocking chair somewhere, and I'm going to think about this moment, and I'm going to smile, like, with all of my heart, like, in that. And that was 2 years ago when when the Red Crescent had ran the Gaza initiative. And I was like, you know what? I need to get involved. I don't know how. And Hope-Amel created the wish list from all the items that were needed. And it was the biggest initiative in all of the UAE. I mean, it was like viral. I mean, every single day we would take 3-4 trucks full of diapers and formula and supplies to the Red Crescent for like weeks, And that, when I think about like how beautiful that the whole city it felt, I remember like on the last day, the manager at the Red Crescent, because I would go every day to make sure that the trucks got there. You know, I felt so responsible. I really took it on like, okay, people are trusting, they're sending these items to my home. I have to like make sure every single last bit gets to the Red Crescent. And I remember, you know, the manager said to me, I've been the manager here for over 20 years and I have never, ever seen this kind of response from one particular like group or one like, you know, like person. And I was like to him, this is not us. This is God that made all of this like happen. So that was something that I was really proud of, because I think in that moment, so many of us felt so helpless and so guilty, and we just wanted to feel like we can do something. And I felt so proud that I was able to like make a way, because, you know, some people work, they can't drop the items off at the Red Crescent, but everyone can go on Amazon and click. And it was so easy. So I felt like so many people were just so thankful just for the opportunity. Like when people would come drop off items, it was such a healing. Like I think we needed it more even than the items needed to kind of go, because we just felt like, how can we help? And this kind of gave us like, we're doing something. So it was really, that's really one of my things I'll cherish forever.
Yeah, we're so helpless. And like, obviously the mums are going to be the ones that are going to come together and want to do something. And as you said, it's just so easy. You might be going on Amazon to buy nappies for your own kid. Like just add some formula, add something from the wish list as well. Like, you know, it costs the same as you're probably going to spend on a coffee today. Like it's crazy. It's so easy.
And it's just, I just wish sometimes like they don't, you know, the relief that the mom is on the other line when she is like down to her last can and she has, like, I know it's very hard to think like, but there really is people that don't have a single dirham. Like,
yeah.
So the idea of 50 dirhams or 100 dirhams for a can of formula is so outrageous. Like, it's just like an unseen, impossible thing. So when you donate that can, it really does deliver so much hope as well as
because when we're like, oh, we feel so poor, we've got no money, like we don't mean that in a way that we can't buy nappies for Bonnie, you know, we mean it as in like, shall we not go for brunch? And like like we can't even like imagine that we wouldn't be able to buy nappies for her or have anyone else in the world that we could fall back on for that, you know. We're so lucky and fortunate. We could drop a message to a friend, a family member, anyone, but some people don't have that, do they?
You know, Emma, I'm so happy you said that, because that is the number one thing. Every time I talk about hope, I always tell people, I'm like, you know what? People don't get it, okay? It's not about the diapers or the formula. Yes, this is a thing, but it's about being there. I'm like, do you know what I always ask these people every time I get on the call? And I'm like, do you have anyone? Like, do you have your mom, your family? And they're always like, no one. I have no one. And I think to myself, like, that is the most like horrible, saddest, like when I hear that from someone, I think like, can you imagine like if I pick up my phone, God forbid, if like anything happened, I can have like, you know, at least 10 people I can message and say, guys, I'm in need. Can someone help me? This happened, or can someone buy me this? Or anyone would be helpful, just as I would also to many people. So just the fact that they have someone that cares, that they can tell their problem to, that someone can be like, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. Like, you know, don't lose hope. That's where that's the thing. Cause I say to everyone, don't, you know, not having money is one thing, but imagine not having one single human being you can message for help.
Yeah. And I bet you find as well that they're probably that person that's supporting other people. Right? It's not only do they not have someone that can support them back, they are the support.
They are the support. Either she's the single mom, either you know, sometimes I have fathers that write to me, you know, and it's so heartbreaking. And they'd be like, hi, you know, this I have 4 kids. I work as a building, you know, security. My salary is 1,000. We live in a small room. Like, I can't afford my kids' needs. My kids don't go to school, you know, whatever it may be. And I think like, oh my God, like, look what people are going through, you know, like, I'm sure like I can make a small package, whether it's, you know, a few hundred dirhams or whatever it is, and just make their day. Or I think about the kids, you know, opening the bag and finding like some cookies or chips or, you know, toys or, you know, things that every kid loves, you know. that's beautiful. Cause I always think, what if that was me? What would I want someone to do? And I would want someone to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I bet these people probably have people back home that are then asking them for money, you know? You get a lot of that in the UAE, don't you? Most people here probably in the UAE are sending money back home and supporting whole families back home.
So many of and some of them even are supporting whole families here because they'll bring their mom and dad, for example, or their brothers. And a lot of them, like in some communities, they live a lot, the whole family, like extended, also brothers, kids, everybody. And then maybe like two will lose their job. Now you have one person whose sole salary is for 12 people, for example, it's a lot. Or a lot of the times people come here with the best intentions. They think they're coming here for a certain role or a certain sort of future, and it doesn't work out. And we've all heard about this, and so it's not like it's a surprise. Then they fall into, a bad situation that they're not able to climb out of. Yeah. Does that mean that they're not, you know what I mean? Like, let's give them some grace. Like maybe we can't solve all their problems, but we can definitely let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah, I bet that's hard sometimes as well, to find that balance and that line where what you can give without completely draining yourself.
Oh, Emma, it's heartbreaking. I'll get stories like, my brother has cancer and he's dying. We can't afford the medical bills. I'll have, stories of moms with like 4 or 5 kids. They haven't gone to school, they can't afford it. And it's like, they're like, please, can you help us? But, we said early on that like, that was just a space that we just couldn't go into. And we just wanted to stay in the space that we know is easy to get this help. And because, it's heartbreaking to have to say, I'm so sorry. Or sometimes the mom will write me, but her kids are like maybe 10, 12, 14. And most of our things are more towards the babies and toddler stages and, maybe a bit older. And I have to say, I'm so sorry. I don't have items. I don't have clothes. I don't have shoes. I don't have... Yeah. It's a lot, but and in the beginning you feel so guilty. But I think over time you have to think like, if I had the help, would I give it to them 1,100%? Do I not have it? Like, no. And I always think like, I don't have it now, but who knows? And I always tell them like, listen, you never know. A million things could happen. Like, think big. Don't think small. Just because we said, I can't help you now, you never know what can happen down the line, or you never know how your situation can change. But it's hard because you want to help everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've done 5 years now. Where do you what are your hopes and your dreams for Hope-Amel in like 5 years' time?
Well, okay. In this 5 years, we've opened another sister chapter in Bahrain. So we have Hope Bahrain now, that's been run by the Miss Universe Bahrain, Miss Shireen. And honestly, when everyone asks me that, of course, when I think about it, okay, yes, I would love it to be like a licensed, huge, big entity, something that we have more reach, where I can reach as many people that need help, maybe even across the region. But ultimately, when I really just sit back and I really think about it and the noise is all gone, it's just me and my intention, I just think like, God, I just want to keep doing this. However that is. Is it this way? Is it bigger? Is it smaller? I am just so grateful that I get to do this every day. Like, I don't know how I got chosen, how Evelyn got, I don't know how this came to us or how, but it really is a gift, because you get to witness people's miracles every day, Emma. Like, you get to witness such beautiful things happen that without a shadow of a doubt that had to be divine intervention.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm grateful for what you're doing, because I don't think there's probably plenty of people who have thought about doing something like this, but not actually made the action to start helping people. So thank you for being that person. And also thank you for making it easy for other people to help, right? And I'm sure you've helped out thousands in the last 5 years. And also, thank you for speaking to me today. I'm going to leave it there because we could probably go into so many different emotional stories, but thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much. I really hope this episode resonates, with the listeners. And I really hope that even if they don't, the takeaway message, even if they don't get involved with Hope, just get involved with something and give back. I swear to you, it's so amazing, not only for you, but obviously for the recipients of that kindness.
Yeah, what an amazing message. Thank you, Abbie. Thank you again to our fabulous guest. I have popped all of their links in the show notes. Before we go, please do me a little favour by following this podcast. If you can share with a friend and write a review, then even better. You can also follow us on Instagram at nextofkin.ae. And I've realised that not everyone who listens knows that nextofkin.ae is actually an online store with kids' items from small, local, mummy-owned brands, including my own brand, of course, Next of Kin. My little treat for my listeners is that you can get 10% off using the code podcast10. So please go and check out nextofkin.ae. Thank you as always for listening, and until next episode, take care.